Hey, yo, back at it again. Rood here. Listen, on this video, I'm going to show you guys how to become a multi-millionaire buying single family homes just like this, slow and steady over a duration of time. Let's go check it out. All right, this house, picked this house up for $200,000, appraised for $285,000. That means we captured $85,000 of equity. This was an online lead. The lady we bought this from didn't want to deal with any realtors, wanted a quick, easy sale. As you can see, she was able to leave a lot of stuff in here. She left us a table, she left food in the fridge, she left everything. But that's kind of the trade that you're going to do when you're dealing with motivated sellers and people that just want an easy transaction. But this property here was one that we probably pick up a deal like this probably maybe once a month, every other month. And I love these deals because I'll call these unicorn deals. These are what you call legacy assets. Newer construction, great area. You captured equity. I can make this thing cash flow. We're going to try to rent this thing for around $2,400 a month. My all-in bills, my mortgage, I got a 30-year, 7.5% mortgage, a small local community bank. Insurance will be about $200 to $225. So my mortgage would be $1,400, $225 for insurance, probably about another $150 to $200 a month. Property taxes, that'll put me all in roughly at about $1,850. We'll rent this thing out for $2,400. That'll give us a positive cash flow of $500 a month. But that's not the best part about buying properties like that. $500 a month is not something that you get excited about. A lot of bullshit on social media you're going to see. Well, you can buy a rental property and live off your cash flow. Bullshit. If that light goes out, or if this fan right here goes out, that's going to ruin your cash flow for 1 month. Better than that, if the AC goes out, your cash flow is ruined for a year and a half, 2 years. Your roof goes out, your cash flow is ruined for probably 3 to 4 years. If a tenant destroys your property, which you should be getting monthly checkups, that's how you're going to keep them from destroying your property. That will destroy your cash flow for years. That's why most people don't understand the game of real estate. It's not about cash flow. It's about 4 things: appreciation, depreciation, store of value, then cash flow. Let me tell you a story. So if you were to buy a house like this, say every other month, let's keep the numbers simple. And you, like in a house like this, we captured roughly about $85,000 in equity. You're not going to capture that on all. Let's just keep the numbers a little bit. Let's go a little bit lower than that because we did real good on this one. But let's just say $65,000 on a single family home. And you only buy 6 a year times 6. You captured $390,000 in equity. That's just round that up to 500 because some of these deals, if you're doing direct to seller marketing like I do and how you get these deals, you're going to capture a lot more equity than 65. But that's just a rough number. But some of these deals I capture $100,000 in equity. If you buy the right deal, you fix it up, you increase the value, so you have $100,000. But for the simple numbers, we're going to do 75,000 times. Let's say you buy 6 of these a year. That's $450,000. If you do this slow and steady, which I don't go slow and steady, but some of you guys may want to go slow and steady, times 20 years, you will be worth $9 million. You will have $9 million in equity, but not really. That's just what you captured. You're not accounting for appreciation over the next 20 years. That $9 million could very well be 15 to 20 million if things double or go up by a third or go up or double. You don't know. We might have hyperinflation. I don't know if we're going to have too much. I don't know if that's going to double. Historically speaking, it could double, but minimally, you're going to be worth $9 million in 20 years if you just bought 6 houses and captured $75,000 in equity. Don't let the gurus bullshit you with buying massive apartments or you got to buy a storage. And I like all those assets. I own a bunch of mobile home parks, short-term vacation rentals. But for you guys that feel like, hey, I don't want to do that, you can still become a multi-millionaire buying single family homes and being very selective on when you buy in good areas. And the way you do that is you do direct to seller marketing. You do text blasts. We have Allies Lead Flow that we can help you with if you ever need text blasts, direct mail, cold calling, SEO, PPC, all these marketing channels. But here is the thing. The value you just captured right here is not even the whole story. The real value is going to be depreciation. Depreciation, being able to not pay taxes legally, morally, and ethically by buying properties like this and doing what's called cost segregation, where you can accelerate the depreciation really fast. For every $100,000 that you spend in real estate, roughly speaking, you can save 30 grand. So that means on a house like this, I paid 200 grand. That means I can offset my taxes if I do a cost segregation on this house by $60,000. And I captured 85,000 in equity. I can save 60,000 in taxes by doing a cost segregation, but I'm only going to make $500 a month in cash flow. You see how there's a lot of misunderstandings about real estate. Real estate is not about cash flow. It's about debt, taxes, appreciation, store of value, principal pay down over a long duration period of time. So let's go check out how cool it is too. When you buy a house like this and you trade out, equity for a fast sale, and you say that you can just leave everything you want. Check out this table. Look, that's a $4,000 or $5,000 table. I got me she left. I'm gonna put that on one of my trucks, a U-Haul tow hitch. Nice stainless steel appliances. We're gonna come in here, gonna clean it all up real good. Check this out. Maytag commercial. These two right here, Mama Rood, what do you think these two are worth? Brand new. That would probably cost at least
or more. Me, but I have never bought commercial, but
this is good stuff. Yeah, I mean it's a couple $1,000s in value, right? And look at this right here. Some of this stuff, it's like I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep just this bench right here. What is it? Mama, some old Kentucky whiskey, some old bourbon whiskey. Might get frisky, huh? It's cool stuff like that, right? No, not every house you buy, they leave all kind of cool stuff like that, but it happens a lot.
well, actually, the last house we just bought, we got like ENC.
That's right. Well, look at this. We can use this in one of our Airbnbs. That table we're going to keep and put in storage and put in one of our Airbnbs. House is not in bad shape at all, right? Just needs a good deep cleaning. Shower, great area, great school district. Some people, say, well, real estate don't work. Real estate don't work for you because you don't know how to work it. You don't know what you're doing. When you know how to do real estate the right way, by marketing to motivated sellers and finding people that are willing to trade out equity for a quick sale, who don't want to deal with realtors, who understand the value of taking a quick sale, taking cash. We closed this deal like in a week and a half. Said, hey, you can leave whatever you want. I mean, look, gas bottles, I'm gonna keep that. Now she did leave these fridges with all this meat in here. Obviously, we're not gonna keep that, but we did give it away. All the meat's good. We donated it to some needy people. I mean, but we're gonna keep the fridges. You got 3 fridges. I mean, look at all this cool stuff. Tables, we're gonna keep all these tables. Now, our sons have a junk removal business, so they're gonna come and pick up all this stuff, Allies junk removal, and come pick all that. We got another fridge. Look, like stuff you can use right here. And they got I think this is a freaking tool set right here. And you got a kind of cool shit, right? Tables, umbrellas. Let's go check out the other part. It's about 1,500 square feet, 3-2. You got a nice table here. We're going to put that in storage for an Airbnb. Now, we're not going to do anything to it besides clean it really good. We're not going to paint or anything because we're going to rent it for a little while. Now, the key to keeping this asset in good shape is making sure you do one thing and one thing well. And that is, well, actually two things: qualifying the tenant to make sure you have a good quality tenant, and two, checking up on them every month to make sure they're not damaging the house. Because if you don't check up on them, you just let every, Tom, Dick, and Harry in your properties, they will destroy it, right? Like this right here. Look at all these filing cabinets. I'm going to bring this to my office. I'm going to give this to my girls. Then we got a nice desk. I'm going to keep that, put that on Airbnb. That's the extensions for that nice table that we have. But you got to understand how to play the game. You got to better market, do direct-to-seller marketing to find these deals. You got to be able to raise capital. I was able to close this deal in a week and a half through my private money lenders. You got to understand the operational side of it. You got to have a team. Or if you're just starting off by yourself, you're going to have to, come check on the property once a month. You need to qualify your tenants, do background checks, make sure that you're getting good quality tenants in here. Don't let any pets in here. I will not let any pets. Mom, you going to let pets in here? That's what I thought. That's right. We have to guard this asset. And this is kind of asset too that you can, it's in such a good area. This is an asset that you take really good care of. You can give to one of your kids, right? Me and Mama Rood have 5 kids. We actually owned 2 houses in this neighborhood already when we were coming up in our 20s and 30s, and we know this neighborhood in and out. It's one of the best neighborhoods in the area where we live. So you got all these different exit strategies, right? You buy it to become a real estate investor to capture value and build wealth. Then you got depreciation. You got principal pay down. You got a little bit of cash flow. And then, hey, maybe in 5 to 8 to 10 years, we don't want to sell it. We give this to one of our kids. This is the power of real estate investing. This is the power of 1, buying right. 2, buying in the right area. Not just buying right, but buying in the right area. And 3, managing and guarding the asset to where it doesn't get damaged by a potential renter that is not going to take care of it. Those are some of the things that I can show you how to do in my program and how to be a real estate investor. None of this guru bullshit. I have built real wealth in the real universe in real time as a professional real estate investor, right? But there's a way you have to do it, and you can't get caught up in the bullshit of how you think you're supposed to do it. There's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. And the right way to do it is always understand you make money when you buy, and you make money when you sell. And in between that, you'll make a little bit of money on the cash flow, but the real money in between is depreciation, so that you don't pay taxes. And then over time, you pay down that mortgage and your note goes down and you actually build wealth, real wealth. And if you do that and you buy right and you buy single family homes in your area, I'd only recommend brick-on-slab. I would not buy any houses that are on stilts or old wood frame houses. Those things are a nightmare. This house, I think, is 15, 16 years old. I wouldn't buy anything older than probably maybe 30 to 40 years old on a brick-on-slab. If you got it gutted, that's no big deal if you buy it cheap enough. But this is what you call a unicorn deal. You get these deals where they don't need a whole lot of work in a great area. It's newer construction, and it's something you can be proud of. You can give to your kids. You can build wealth, and you don't have to feel like you're keeping up with the Door Joneses, right? I call them the Door Joneses, right? Where, whoever's got the most doors is the biggest swinging dick in real estate. Listen, I know all of them. A lot of them got a little bitty pecker. Little bitty. Let me tell you why. You know how they count doors? Come see. I'm going to show you how they count doors. Come see. They say, God damn, man, I'm the biggest swinging dick in real estate. I got 10,000 doors. They go, I got a door right here. I got a door right here. This is a door. This is how they count their doors, right? They're door counters. When most of them are big syndicators, and they might own, 10, 15, 20, 30% of 1,000 doors, and they're splitting it, 15 different ways. And there's so many moving parts. Don't get caught up. And if you want to do that, that's great. I know guys that do that really well, but that's a hard game. The fastest way you're going to build real estate is one deal at a time, buying right in the right areas, one deal at a time, over an extended period of time, and keeping that asset up and making sure you're taking care of and checking on it and paying it down and just buying and waiting. That's the way you're going to build real estate, build a portfolio in real estate with single family homes and doing it the right way. If you need help with your game, go to chrisrood.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at Real Estate Rood, or you can go on Facebook at Chris Rood Entrepreneur, my personal profile, Chris Rood, and I'd love to help you. This is the game that I'm very passionate about. I've been doing this for about 22 years. I've got a big portfolio. I own a bunch of single-family homes. I own a bunch of mobile home parks, a few apartments, a bunch of Airbnb and short-term vacation rentals on the beach. But I can tell you, I will never stop buying single-family homes. Never. Because they're a great asset. Everybody needs single-family homes. I remember one time I was being interviewed by Grant Cardone, 2017 or 18. And we were talking about single-family homes and apartments. And I was like, Grant's like, man, apartments are the best. I was like, well, Grant, single-family homes are good too, because everybody can afford one. There's not a whole lot of buyers for apartments. And, and even today's economy, right, in 2025, as I sit, that has rang true with the amount of assets that are underwater right now. What asset class is still doing pretty well that people need and want? Single-family homes. Because you can get out of them if you need to sell them. They're easy to sell. There's more buyers in the buyer pool. And it's a lot easier to capture equity on a deal like this versus a big apartment or a bigger asset where you're dealing with more of a sophisticated buyer, where it's hard to really get a really, really good deal. But on houses like this, you can negotiate really great deals if you can solve the problem of the homeowner. So with that said, please like, subscribe. If you need help with your game, go to chrisrood.com. I'd love to help you. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.